The cornerstone of integrity in the workplace has never been an indestructible rock. When sick leave becomes an excuse, the cracks have already spread. Suffering from physical discomfort. Applying for sick leave, what is typed with fingertips is a lie. And what is placed on the corner of the desk is a game controller. Taking false sick leave is nothing more than trading integrity for a moment of leisure. Forging medical certificates and fabricating illness conditions. These seemingly minor acts have long crossed the legal red line. Administrative penalties, civil compensation, and even criminal liability. The consequences of taking false sick leave are far more severe than you can imagine. Integrity in the workplace is not just an empty slogan, but a bottom-line principle. When lies are exposed, what awaits you is not rest but the collapse of your career and legal judgment, personal loss of credibility, corporate damage, and social disorder. The chain reaction of false sick leave spares no one. Don't let a single instance of false sick leave ruin your professional life. Building an honest workplace starts with taking legitimate sick leave. Behavioral factors. The primary drivers of fake sick leave are job burnout and low job satisfaction, leading employees to use absenteeism as an escape mechanism. Moral disengagement further catalyzes this behavior, allowing individuals to rationalize their dishonesty by viewing the violation as a low risk, justifiable compensation for workplace grievances. The illegal process. Offenders typically acquire false evidence by purchasing forged certificates from black markets or by exaggerating symptoms to doctors malingering to obtain authentic notes. They then submit these fraudulent documents to employers to claim benefits. Advanced misconduct may involve using digital tools to alter electronic medical records, making verification increasingly difficult. Legal provisions and judgments. Legally, this behavior constitutes a severe violation of company rules and the principle of good faith, justifying immediate termination without severance. Under labor law, in serious cases involving large sums or forged seals, it escalates to criminal fraud. Courts generally uphold dismissals and require the repayment of wrongfully obtained wages. At the individual level, dishonest behavior such as abusing sick leave creates long-term psychological and professional consequences. Individuals who engage in such misconduct often experience increased stress and anxiety due to fear of exposure and internal moral conflict. This cognitive dissonance may even lead to genuine health problems over time. Professionally, repeated abuse of sick leave damages personal credibility. Colleagues and supervisors may lose trust, resulting in exclusion from important tasks, reduced responsibilities, and limited opportunities for promotion or career development. In addition, strained workplace relationships can emerge when coworkers are forced to cover additional workloads, creating resentment and weakening team cohesion. At the organizational level, sick leave abuse disrupts operational stability and increases both direct and indirect costs. Unexpected absences can delay project timelines, reduce productivity, and lower service quality, especially in roles that require staffing continuity. Financially, organizations must bear the cost of paid leave, temporary replacements, administrative investigations, and productivity losses. Over time, frequent abuse erodes workplace ethics and normalizes dishonest behavior, weakening organizational culture. This decline in internal trust can lead to higher employee turnover, reduced engagement, and long-term damage to institutional effectiveness. At the national level, when involving public sector employees or government officials, can lead to systemic credibility loss. When government personnel abuse sick leave or falsify medical claims, it undermines public trust in state institutions and weakens administrative integrity. Such behavior also places pressure on public finances. Fraudulent claims increase government expenditure, contribute to fiscal deficits, and divert resources away from essential public services. As healthcare and social security systems are forced to absorb these costs, citizens may face rising medical expenses and reduced service quality. Over time, increasing living costs and declining public services can lower overall quality of life, triggering public dissatisfaction and social tension. In this way, individual acts of dishonesty can accumulate into national-level governance challenges and public resentment. So, how can we defend against this form of petty corruption? First, organizations must establish clear, transparent, and standardized sick leave verification procedures. Define required documentation and implement mandatory management reviews for frequent absences. Second, leverage technology for accountability. Implement digital leave management systems to create secure, auditable trails and use data analytics to flag suspicious patterns. Third, enforce consistent consequences. Strengthen oversight, empower compliance units, and establish protected whistleblowing channels. For confirmed violations, apply proportionate disciplinary action, from warnings to termination and legal prosecution. Finally, cultivate a culture of integrity. Leadership must exemplify an unwavering commitment to honesty, integrate ethics training, and proactively support employee well-being through legitimate mental health resources and flexible work arrangements. This case teaches us profound lessons. First, corruption has no size. Practices like fake sick leave, when ignored, normalize dishonesty and erode ethical standards incrementally, creating a culture that can pave the way for more severe misconduct. Second, relying solely on personal morality is insufficient. Effective integrity requires systemic checks and balances, well-designed processes, technological monitoring, and a culture of peer accountability. Third, we must address the root, not just the symptom. Punishment alone may suppress the behavior, but ignores the underlying causes. A sustainable strategy must also reform the work environment dressing, excessive workload, poor management, and lack of legitimate relief mechanisms that push employees toward deception. Therefore, combating fake sick leave is not merely about enforcing rules. It is about actively safeguarding the bedrock of trust, upon which healthy organizations and societies are built. It starts with each of us, choosing integrity in every action, even something as seemingly small as a sick leave slip. Let's choose honesty. Let's build trust.